A big thank you to the Wayne Trace cheerleaders and student section, Chuck. It just keeps getting better and better every week.
Every week. It just keeps snowballing into the greatness that it is.
The greatness that it is. Welcome to week 6 of the Tim and Chuck Show, presented by Batt and Stevens Body Shop. I am Tim McDonough, joined by my esteemed colleague, Chuck Martinez-Brandon. Chuck, we're here at Frickers, and can you believe it? The season is half over.
The second half of the season. I mean, it goes fast.
All of a sudden, the calendar is going to flip to October, and it's going to get cold.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Those sweatshirts and snow and
some of the things that surprised me so far this first 5 weeks, Chuck, is you look at some of these teams that we talked about on paper at the beginning of the year that we thought would be good. You got Tenora, they're 4-1. They knock off Delta 1 week. They lose to Wauseon. Delta knocks off Wauseon.
Yeah.
Liberty Center takes down Patrick Henry. Patrick Henry takes down Delta. It looks like the NWOL is going to be crazy.
Man, it's wild. And, on top of that, they're all in the same region, in Division 6. So they're flip-flopping computer points back and forth, and it's going to be really wild to see what happens here in the next, 5 weeks.
Well, before we get into our game of the week, Chuck, we tell our fans, go crazy. Ethan will take some shots of you. We got some stuff this week. We've got the Ayersville students. We got the guys up there, no shirts on a warm night. That's probably not going to last.
No, exactly. Do it before you start getting sick. Because their moms are down at the other end. That's why they can take their shirts off.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. Now, we got something that we needed to show. There's a play where the ball is thrown out of bounds on the Ayersville sideline. We thought you would like this. If you want to explain this.
This is funny because you can see Richard. He's taking a break from playing in the game. He's got his water bottle. He does not want any part of that ball coming into the sideline. And then you got Lane Fraley just swatting it away. Like, come on, can we do something? I got something to do. So,
well, I know another thing that you enjoy whenever we get shots of this. We got fire batons.
Oh, fire! Yeah, I mean, don't drop it. Right? We haven't had rain in a while. I mean, we could have the field catch, and then the corn's gone, everything else around there. So,
and then of course, last week we did shoot the Ayersville Wayne Trace game, so we had to get some shots of the man, the myth, the legend, Ayersville defensive coordinator Chuck Martinez-Brandon. And we got some in slow-mo too because that's what we do.
Oh yeah, why not, And I'm taking up the whole frame. I mean, look at that. Do not watch this in HD, by the way.
Oh, you look great, Chuck. Don't let anybody fool you. He's doing his great job. So Chuck, let's get into this week's game of the week. We've got a big GMC showdown. We've got 4-1 Hicksville, undefeated in the GMC 2-0. At 4-1 Tenora, 2-0 in the GMC. Talk about this game.
Yeah, I think, you look at two old school GMC rivals that are going to meet, Defiance County foes. And usually you think 3 yards, cloud of dust. But both schools are sort of throwing the ball around a little bit more. I mean, you got the stats over there, Timmy, that'll back up, Hicksville will go out of the spread. They'll run 2x2, one back, and then they'll bring another back in the backfield. But again, they're throwing it around. And Tenora, Coach Krause over there has been throwing it around a little bit more too, which is, I think, catching some people off guard.
Well, yeah, you talked about Hicksville. You got quarterback Garrett Crawl. He's got 700 passing yards and 7 TDs.
Yeah.
Reverend Renalyn on the other side, he's thrown for 750 and 6 TDs. What is it with these guys throwing the football when they got running backs who've got very good stats?
Yeah, and you look at both teams. Hicksville's got the new guy in the backfield that's really lighting it up. He's got about 700 yards so far this
Dylan
year.
Fuller.
Yeah, Dylan Fuller's come in and really done a really good job. And Tenora, they're known for running the football. But I think, if you're Coach Krause, you've always got that in your back pocket because if it comes down to it, you can run the football.
Well, Riley Nago, we talked about him a lot this year, but, he's just one of 3 guys that are getting it done in that Tenora backfield, and he leads the team with, just barely over 300 rushing yards, but he's got 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I mean, that tells you that they're moving the ball. So, they are getting it on the ground, but they're moving the ball through the air, too. And more importantly, they're scoring down there when he's getting 7 touchdowns.
Well, knowing that these teams can score, what are going to be the keys for maybe both teams defensively?
Yeah, defensively, you're going to, if you can stop the pass, then you maybe force the other team into doing what they haven't been doing much of is running. But then it comes down to, I talk about it every week, guys up front. If you force the teams to run the football, then it comes down to guys in the trenches. Can you stop the run? And maybe even can you get pressure on the quarterback from your down guys?
Well, big week for computer points. Big week to stay in the GMC race. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Hicksville gets a win, man. Division 7, they'll be rolling. They'll be hosting probably if they can knock off the Rams. Yeah. And the opposite's true too. The Rams are going to get a lot of points because the Aces have a lot of wins.
Yeah. Well, let's take a break, Chuck. We'll be right back.
With an online subscription to the Crescent-News, you can read every article, see every photo, download and read each printed page, watch Crescent-News videos, and see great deals offered by our advertisers. For just $7 a month, you'll know the news in Northwest Ohio as it happens.
All right, and we're back. And it's that time of the week, Chuck. We are going to hand out some awards. Let's start with the Rose Insurance Collision of the Week. What do they say about that, Chuck?
Man, every week when we film this show, they say a collision by any other name is not the Rose Insurance Collision of the Week.
What do you got for us?
You know, coming from Craig McCord Field, we got Wayne Trace's Eli Sin hauling in a pass, and Ayersville senior Caleb Cook whipping up a batch of Take That. Good job, Cooker. Great hit.
That is our Rose Insurance Collision of the Week. Big congratulations to that one. And now it's time for our Jacobs Meets Play of the Week. Coming from that same game, we've got Gabe Wobbler of Wayne Trace going back to pass. He tries to connect with Cole Shepard on a slant pass, overthrows a little bit, and here comes Jacob Miller from Ayersville making a pick. He's weaving his way, gets a nice block, makes his way to the goal line, and dives in for the pick six.
Pick six. Defensive score was big for us. Way to go, Jacob.
Yeah, Ayersville goes on to win that game.
Yeah, defense has scored 2 of the first touchdowns of the game, and that was one of them that really helped turn things around.
Well, that's our Jacobs Meets Play of the Week. Big congratulations to that young man. All right, now we know every week, game of the week, Ethan's going to be there. He's going to be at Tenor this week. So all you Hicksville and Tenor fans, go out and go crazy.
That's right. He'll videotape it. Ethan's sort of sneaky, and you can tell when I'm looking at him. Sometimes you don't know he's there. But you got to have your crazy on the whole time.
Well, and you have to be aware.
That's right.
You got to have your head on a swivel. Exactly.
Yep.
Well, as always, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Bat and Stevens Body Shop, for being the title sponsor for this show. Frickers for hosting us. Yep. Rose Insurance, Jacobs Meets. I mean, we couldn't do it without them.
Nope. It's great to have sponsors and the support. It's great that they support high school football in the area.
Big plug for our sports department. Check them out online, crescentnews.com, Friday and Saturday. Check out the paper Sunday for all the photos and stories that they'll be there. As always, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, scrolling right below us.
Yeah.
If you got any questions for us, check out our email account. And now, it's that time, Chuck. Any words of wisdom before we get out of here?
Well, you can talk about play calling and schemes, and it's not about X's and O's, Timmy. It's about Jimmys and Joes. So go out there and support those high school players.
See you next week.